StarCraft can do voice chat in two reasons. StarCraft 2 has voice chat, it does. Look, nobody uses it because it's terrible. But you can have it use direct sound, which is what Windows uses a lot of stuff. And you can use something else called Fmod. And if you use direct sound, the way it changes the volume of your voice chat in the game is by actually affecting your volume slider.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think.
Going on.
Yeah, but I don't use the voice chat though.
No, nobody does. But just having it set to that means that it's affected by StarCraft.
Yeah, I should fix that then because yeah. So yeah, and I fixed the overlay. Sorry about that. All right. Apparently BCQ has found some imba strat to beat everyone, so we're gonna have to cast one of his games afterwards and see if that's true.
Well, I mean, regardless, if it is actually imba, then we're gonna inevitably cast it.
Yeah, yes, that is actually a good point. So it's gonna be Buckfast won the first game. This is he's currently at 1-0. So he may win the second one too. This is gonna be a PVT, which is nice. We haven't seen. This is the first PVT of today.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Very, very excited. So, I mean, I love PVT in both regular StarCraft and Starbow, but I think I'm more excited about Starbow. For one, I was a little bit caught off guard by how amazing the Sentinel is now.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
In terms of functionality, and of course that freaking awesome lightning beam it has now.
It's actually kind of funny you say that because there's a couple of players that's been like, oh, that lightning beam, it looks kind of weird, but I like that you like it. Then I don't have to use time to change it. So we have a really early factory for Nuke, which is very normal, but he puts it in a place where Buckfast can easily scout it, so he's gonna know what's going on. Usually, if you see a tech lab on a barracks and you don't see the factory, there might be some early bio with mercs and stuff, and that is a little bit different way to prepare than it is versus the mech play. So it's a little bit more of a panic play. So so this is good for Buckfast to see.
Yeah, and we have a robotics facility coming up for Buckfast. For a second, I thought he was going to go for the Dragoon range, but obviously that's not going to be the case. You think this is going to be Reavers?
If it's not Reavers, Nuke hasn't scouted this, then it's a very clever way of playing mind games with your opponent. Because it gives up the impression of Reavers. I actually really like this, because if he had scouted it, he could have just thrown down an observatory and had early observers, which is always good versus mech. And if he didn't scout it, which he hasn't, now he can go for the Reavers and maybe do some damage. So either way, it's a really nice position for that robotics facility, actually.
Yeah, it's a really nice opportunity for mind games, whether he scouts it or not.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, it seems that you are slightly low. But I think I can just... can you increase your volume a little bit on your microphone?
Certainly.
Good, please do. Just a tad.
Just a smidge?
Just a smidgen.
Just
a 10-15% compared to what you have now, I guess. Something like that. Oh, Buckfast is trying to move up there. He's actually losing a little bit of hull damage on this Dragoon. Nothing significant, though. Mostly just shields, but... He gets to see what's going on. I don't think he saw the command center, though.
He did, actually.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
It was barely in range. So that's really nice. Buckfast knows exactly that his opponent is, just going to do the ordinary tank, expand, all that stuff. And that also tells him, hey, I don't have to account for anything. I can just do my Reaver thing, and I don't have to think of anything funny that you might be doing.
Yeah, that's a very good point. This is going to be... these Reavers are going to be pretty good, because we have the very early... command center is actually upgrading it to an orbital first. The more he spreads himself out, the more effective the Reaver can potentially become. But he is getting an engineering bay. Did he scan? No, he didn't. But he's just a little bit worried about anything because he... Oh, he scans now. Where is
he still doesn't see it.
He doesn't see it. And he didn't even scan the naturals. I don't know if he knows that there's no natural, because if he doesn't see a natural by now, then you really want to, make sure you get the engineering bay up. Make sure there's no DTs or Reavers to get you there.
Yeah, it's also a little bit interesting to know. I don't know if these players have ever played each other before.
I don't really know that either. I know Buckfast, he plays a lot on the ladder. He's actually #1 on the ladder. And he is a really good player, but that's mostly because he's grinding out a lot of games.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it has happened before, then there's a chance that nukkuj just has seen this before, and he just knows, okay, you could get a Reaver, let's just get that thing to help defend it a little.
Yeah, and
Buckfast sees it now.
Loves his Reavers. Also, he has the speed now on the War Prism, so they're going to be very effective. Ooh, what? I didn't even see that Scarab. Do we have a bug going on there?
Pretty sneaky, gets a tank and gets out of there with the Reaver. That's a nice pickoff. And now there's not a lot of tools here for nukkuj to deal with this. There's one siege tank in the mineral line, getting repaired. Zealot coming in here. Reaver.
Oh, he's going to kill some of this enemies! Oh, but he loses the Reaver, unfortunately. And he actually keeps the tank alive.
Oh,
for
man.
a little bit.
Still,
Oh no,
yeah.
don't siege up! Oh good, oh wow, if he had siege up that tank and shot that zealot, he would have lost the rest of his SCVs.
Oh man, this was just worth it for the economy damage.
Oh yeah, we got 10 workers killed already. That Reaver drop was very effective, but it didn't completely kill his opponent. He's still in the game for sure. He's not that far behind on workers actually. So we got his, and he has his base completed before his opponent, but he's not in position to mine any minerals. But he sees his opponent has his base up, so he should actually trigger him moving his orbital around.
Yeah. I kind of like how he got the orbital down in the main before, you know, really spreading himself out, especially considering he was playing a Reaver play. This means he didn't spread out very much, but he still has the opportunity to sort of catch up on workers if he does end up taking some hits.
Yeah, and here comes the second Reaver. And I have to agree with you, Alpha Squad Reavers are a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like that there's the little delay in the Scarab now.
Yeah, that's actually... That actually makes it a little bit more interesting to micro against him. Now there's a lot of missile turrets, so he has to be careful. That Reaver is slightly out of range. And... Okay, I just saw a really weird glitch, but I'm not going to comment on it now. Nuke, you need to move your Marine so you can land your orbital. There you go. He's finally going to get his orbital. He really needs to transfer over some workers. He has 19 on his main. That's a slightly oversaturation for Starbow, actually. So he can actually spread that out and get a much better economy. But here comes the War Prism. Only one Marine, though, to contest this, so...
Yeah. Fortunately, though, nukkuj now has the Vulture mines as well, so he can start laying down a little bit of a defensive line, which is going to make it a lot harder for Buckfast to get as much damage done.
Oh, nice Scarab there. It was interesting to see that one Zealot. You saw the new triggers we have there, or new stuff we have there. You saw one SCV pulling away from the Scarab, and then it didn't take that much damage. And that's
pretty cool.
Yeah, I really like that change. So we do have... Okay, now, War Prism, I think it's done what it can right now, because now we have these two siege tanks in excellent positions. He's gonna hopefully finish his bunker as well, and that will be useful. But Buckfast is really, like... He's really putting the contain on. His opponent really can't move on out of this time.
He's in his opponent's face constantly, and that's really good, because, I mean, as long as Buckfast gets his own macro done back at home, he's really just making sure that nukkuj can't spend all of his attention there. He has to keep watching, where is the Reaver going? Do I need to move anything? Am I defended yet?
Yeah. Fortunately, he's going to lose his observers, but it's not that big of a deal. We have a lot of Vulture skin coming now, and the Vulture potential harass is going to be very important. He has both Spider Mines and Ion Thrusters, which is the speed. So, he can start to sneak some out soon.
Yeah, we got a lot of Dragoons here for Buckfast back at home, though. So,
oh, wow.
for now, there's not a lot of wiggle room. I mean, the Vultures can do a run-by, but...
Like, this is totally not worth it, but I think he could technically just move those Dragoons in and perhaps win. But, like, it would be too big of a risk to actually do something like that.
Yeah, just, it really, he's putting the game in his opponent's hands at that point. He's going, okay, I'm gonna attack you, and I'm gonna... If you don't have the right setup, I'm gonna win. But if you do... then I lose everything and I'm in a really bad spot.
Yeah. Alright, he did pick off both the two missile turrets. He's got a little bit more of a free reign, but that siege tank is gonna shut down most of that Reaver play, but it was nice to just get those picked off. Meanwhile, we actually have Nuke pushing out now with some siege tanks. He needs to be really careful. He needs to bring the Vultures, and he needs to get a good position, because these Dragoons could just pick off the siege tanks easily if he's not careful.
Oh, they get on top of the tanks immediately. Siege up happens, but it's only 2 tanks, and now the Dragoon numbers are top of the tanks. A little bit of a misplay by nukkuj, getting a little bit too greedy there. Buckfast now, with a certain advantage, is going to go for that aggressive push, and as he absolutely should. Yeah,
this is going to be really hard for Nuke to deal with. Like, Buckfast is probably not going to just kill his opponent outright right now, because Mech has such an incredible strong defense. But Buckfast can basically take any base on the map right now. He can basically go for any tech he wants. He can make sure that when this game gets into the mid game or late mid game or late game, that he can dominate however he wants to, unless it doesn't make any big mistakes.
Well, the way he wants to do that is by getting absolutely every upgrade he possibly can for his Dragoons. We've got 1 armor, 1 attack, and 1 shield already on the way for Buckfast. Oh, the siege tank in the main gets picked up by a Reaver shot, and that actually exposes the mineral line.
Oh, he's got to be careful. He doesn't want to lose. Oh, he actually killed off all the Spider Mines there.
Reavers don't do friendly damage to the Reaver itself? Or the Scarab shot?
No, the Scarab doesn't kill the Reaver, no.
Okay, nifty.
Actually, no, Scarabs doesn't do any friendly damage, splash damage at all, in general. It's just for some reason it just seems like Terran is the race that gets all the friendly splash, like nukes and siege tanks and everything, and spider mines. Like all the other races splash, like lurkers.
Well, that's because
stuff.
that's because they're space rednecks, Sophius.
Yeah, that's true. They just blow stuff up. They don't care. They're the Michael Bay of the sky.
Oh, fantastic. We got a lot of gateways coming up for Buckfast. He's definitely looking to scale towards his third that he took. And with all the upgrades and Zealot legs coming in, Templar Archives done. Oh, I see some new upgrades on the Templar Archives. That's right, the Dark Archon is in there now, isn't it?
Yes, that is true. So we're gonna see. I don't think Dark Archons is gonna play much of a role in this game. This War Prism is still alive, but not for long though, I think. Actually, just died. But he can't move this Reaver around at all because Spider Mines will just kill everything. Yeah, there we go. And...
oh, the Spider-Man picks out the Reaver, and that is the end. That Reaver was alive since the beginning of the game.
No, I think that was another one. But let's just say it was for the fun of it. Okay.
Yeah, because that makes it a heroic Reaper.
It was. It died valiantly in battle after a long and rich life of killing Terran units. That's basically the richest life you can have. Is killing Terran units. And
it's you know, for a creature who was no wait, those are Dragoons. Never mind. I got my lore mixed up. So we got a Dragoons here on the high ground. Siege Tank is going to try to take some pot shots, and the AI is going to go, we're under attack. Better move into a terrible position.
Yes, thank you, AI. You're always so helpful. Now, if you look at this, Nuke has a decent amount of units. He's behind. He's definitely behind, but he's not, like, completely out of the game. I've seen Terran players come back from positions like this. It's very difficult, but it is doable. And Buckfast is still only on 3 bases, and really not that well saturated on his third either. The rest of the 2 bases are really well saturated though.
Yeah, Buckfast we probably start looking towards a 4th already. He's actually sending some Dragoons to make sure these bases are clear. Got a probe up here. 4th base is coming up. And you're absolutely right. I mean, he can do the setups whereby he gets to get himself that impenetrable defense. But for now, the Reaver's going to try to deny that. Doesn't get it.
I feel like the Reavers of Buckfast are becoming exponentially less efficient as the game goes on. But I like how he continues to just make a new Reaver when everyone dies. He basically... oh wow, he got that face up! Like this... that hero probe with his last breath, throwing down the Nexus right before he dies.
Yeah, I think that was actually the smallest amount of time between putting down a Nexus and dying.
Yes. That was very. It was kind of like a speed run for the computer games. It was like a frame perfect trick right there.
Exactly.
So we do have Nuke gonna get the 3rd base, and I think he's gonna get it up too. He has a lot of defenses here. He's gonna spread himself a little bit thin though. I don't think Buckfast really needs to contend it though. I think he can just chill, get all the tech he's getting with a. Oh, I was gonna say that's Arbiters, but that's actually a War Prism. He should be going for Arbiters.
Yeah, he keeps investing in War Prisms and Reavers, and as you say, they keep getting less and less return. I think the Arbiter transition is probably the right one.
Oh, but that Archon is basically as effective as a Reaver. I mean, in the middle of the juicy spot. This is where he wants to be.
Oh, and now he gets actually to break into the 3rd base. A lot of Dragoons give their lives for it, but it's certainly worth it.
Yeah.
Nukkuj just doesn't really have to force it. He's still very, very thinly spread, and this superior force is now just completely owning this base.
For ire! But yeah, definitely, and you know, this was that Archon. He had a field day there. It was, I don't know. I guess if an Archon had a birthday, that would be his present right there.
Yeah, exactly.
So Nuke is back to 2 bases. He's gonna just defend his natural this time. Buckfast is up to 4. This is just becoming more and more of an uphill battle for Nuke, and I don't know. He's gonna need to make something happen. He's gonna need to punish the economy of his opponent, but Buckfast is getting really well defended. He's just making sure he's untouchable at this position. And, well, as I say that, Nuke actually sneaks Vultures into the 4th base and kills a lot of probes.
This is probably the most Vultures I've seen from him together in the whole game. And he seems to lose them, like, immediately. I think this exactly is probably the problem that Nukkuj is having, aside from having to deal with the aggression from Buckfast, is that he doesn't have a lot of Vultures on the map a lot of the times, and when he does, they die pretty quickly.
Oh, okay, we have Reaver and High Templar, and it's the ultimate splash dropship!
Oh my goodness!
And he did some damage. He doesn't really need to, but it doesn't really matter. He has 36 total workers killed, that's insane.
I mean, that's value right there.
That is value. It's actually kind of funny. If he hadn't killed any workers, they would have basically the same amount. So... oh, Nuke is gonna chase out these Dragoons with these Vultures. I think he'll be able to do that, but he needs to place down some good Spider-Mans. There we go. Now the Dragoons need to be a little bit careful. But also the Vultures, though, need to get away from the Spider Mines they place.
Yeah, good control there with Buckfast, though. Really extending the use of these Dragoons, getting as much damage as he can.
Oh, the Mine Drag!
Getting some of the mines on top of those tanks is pretty good. That'll get you some return as well. But now I think nukkuj finally has got his third.
We'll see, though. There's Arbiters on the way, but he has it. But I don't know how long he's going to keep it. And we've technically reached the 200 viewers mark exactly.
Nice.
It's stayed on exactly 200 viewers for like a minute now, so that's awesome. Don't you dare leave. It's a round number. I like round numbers.
One guy who's going to spite us.
Alright, so Buckfast, yeah, he's just gonna... I think he's just gonna kill the... I think he's just gonna go and kill his opponent at this point. Look at that army, that's insane.
Yeah, I mean, there's some Widow mines here. Oh, sorry, Spider mines.
How dare you.
Getting a lot of purpose before they do much, but this is just so many Dragoons. I don't know if there's anything you can do with this.
Well, that was unexpected. He was dropping the High Templars next to the Siege Tank on the high ground. I was expecting Zealots and out come High Templars, but it still worked really well. And yeah, this is just GG. Like, even if...
High Templar bomb.
Even if he loses all these Dragoons, somehow, it's still pretty much GG.
Yeah, he gets to do so much damage to the production line, and nukkuj just doesn't... He doesn't have anything. He's on 50 supply against 192 from his opponent. Yeah, it's pretty one-sided at this point.
Yeah, let me know, by the way, in the chat if... There we go, GG. Let me know if my volume is... Or if the sound